If there was one character that came out of this summer movie season with the biggest surprise hit of the year, it was Wonder Woman. As of this recording, the Wonder Woman movie has grossed a collected $786 million. Yet when you ask most of her fans, they really don't know any defining runs or any defining Wonder Woman titles to start reading. While it's true that Wonder Woman has never had a Batman Year One or an All-Star Superman, she has, however, had some fantastic writers and artists work on the title. My goal for this video is to give you guys a starting point with one of comics' most badass characters. Ladies and gentlemen and others, this is Hardcover Reviews, and today we're going to be talking all about Wonder Woman. The first book on my list is for the die-hard fans out there, the ones that have to start at the very beginning of the character. I'm talking about the Wonder Woman Golden Age Omnibus. Collecting her first appearance in All-Star Comics number 8, Wonder Woman was the creation of noted psychologist William Moulton Marston. Fun fact, there's actually a movie coming out later this year that focuses on his private life and the open relationship he had with his wife. Now, fair warning, if you want to start here, there are two things you should probably note. First, it's very dated. Wonder Woman came out in 1941, and the fact is that it was a different time, and like all comics, they are a reflection of their time. The dialogue is overlong, and the pages are filled with tons of word balloons. Secondly, there is a ton, and I mean a ton, of pages filled with bondage. In fact, most of the Golden Age Wonder Woman comics would make up excuses just to find ways to tie her up or put handcuffs on her. While this doesn't bother me, looking back on it, I do find it interesting how obvious it was, but since it was a different time period, no one really ever wanted to talk about it. With that said, if you are a die-hard comic book fan and you have to start at the very beginning, this is the place where you should begin. Next on my list is a fantastic run by the much-loved author Greg Rucka. Rucka is known for writing some of the strongest and well-developed women in comics, and his run on Wonder Woman is nothing short of fantastic. Rucka is credited as bringing the character of Wonder Woman into the 20th century. When Rucka took over the character in the mid-2000s, he would end up doing several things. First, he turned the book into more of a political drama. Rucka ends up placing Wonder Woman as the ambassador for Themyscira, and while she does end up fighting her fair share of classic villains, the first villain that she goes up against is actually a CEO. Essentially, Rucka sets out to make this CEO Wonder Woman's version of Lex Luthor. The surprising thing? He succeeds in spades. What I find so fascinating about this run is that it strikes a really great balance of Wonder Woman not only being a warrior, but a humanitarian. Something that was not seen in the character before Rucka took over. If you're a fan of books like Ex Machina or you like superheroics being a bit politically charged, this is the run for you to start on. Now, when you say the words New 52 to a lot of fans around the world, you will probably get mixed responses. Some fans will say that they loved it and it offered a great jumping on point, while other more die-hard DC fans will probably say that they despise everything about that, with the exception of Scott Snyder's Batman. The New 52 offered a mixed bag of titles, but one of the standout books for me was Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chiang. If I had to sum up the book in just a few words, it's that it's basically Wonder Woman meets God of War. Azzarello looked at the character of Wonder Woman and decided to overhaul everything. Her costume, mission statement, and to a certain extent, even her power. Perhaps the biggest change he made though was her origin. While I won't get into it here because of spoilers, I will say that I love the changes that Azzarello decides to make, and they simply make more sense than a young woman being made out of clay. Furthermore, Azzarello expanded the mythos of the character by bringing in different Greek gods and fleshing out some of their core characteristics and incorporating them into the Wonder Woman mythos. In short, if you like your Wonder Woman as a badass that likes to throw down and has an added tinge of horror to it, this is the book for you. Now, hardcore Wonder Woman fans would certainly lynch me if I didn't include this book on my list, George Perez's Wonder Woman run. Perez has been working in comics for years, and after the events in Crisis on Infinite Earths, he had a career-defining run on the character. What Perez did for the character was what Frank Miller did for Batman in Year One. He redeemed her. You see, after the original author had passed, Wonder Woman started to see a less significant role in comics. It got to the point where the character was simply the secretary of the Justice League. I'm not kidding. However, all this stuff went away when Perez took over. Perez decided to take a back-to-basics approach and bring back the character's feminist roots. Perez really wanted to emphasize that Diana could stand on her own, and in doing so, probably became the most influential writer that the title has ever had. So the last one on my list involves a writer that many fans know for being, well, a bit out there. Of course, I'm speaking about Grant Morrison. More specifically, I'm speaking about Grant Morrison's Wonder Woman Earth 1. Earth 1 is an interesting title because it combines Morrison's eccentricities with modern-day post-feminism and sexual fetishism to become the title that is most like Morrison's original vision. While the writing on this is solid and it's to be expected considering who the writer of the story is, the real standout here is most assuredly Yannick Paquette's art. And if you've ever seen Paquette's work on Swamp Thing that he did with Scott Snyder, you know you are in for a visual treat. Yannick Paquette crushes every single panel here, and it really is the reason to purchase this book. With that said, I hope this was informative, and I hope I was able to guide you guys in places to start reading Wonder Woman. All of the books listed here have the links down below in the description to their Amazon page, and if you like this channel and you want to support it, you can click on some of those links and order some of those books. I get a kickback from it, and it doesn't even affect you. It comes out of Amazon's wallet. With that said, guys, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, also in the description, and if you like this content and you want to support more of it, Patreon is found down below. Love you guys. Have a great week.